I'm going to go over the assembly and parts of the RT1523. So this is the main body, the biggest part of it. So we have the cover. This is the cover for the hand mic, so it can fit into this hole up here. And we've got the clasp that goes on top, so it'll secure the cover to the main body, and you can open and close it up. So some of the components you'll need these little M2 screws. They are by 6 millimeters. I bought this kit right over here, just a box of them. Has several different sizes. I got it off of Amazon. I had another project I needed, and luckily enough I had the size that I needed. What else do we have? Oh yeah, the cover here. This is that's actual component. The nomenclature for it, the actual one is the U229, and it connects to the end of the hand mic. It's all on the actual one. It's already all assembled, but I wanted to make it look real, so I made a model of it on Amazon. You got the hand mic right here. So it'll have this adapter for the, I've got a UV R5 and I think it's the S888 or 8SSS or something like that. It's, I got both of them off of Amazon, but they're both made by Baufeng. So these radios right here will both fit inside of this. I haven't tested any others out. They may fit, I don't know. But I know for sure they will fit this. So, oh, and also in here, I put a spring on the inside of here to help, you know, push it forward and back. It kind of works. It wasn't really designed for that. The model had a, what is it? It was a built-in spring that it printed with, but I tried it once, I pushed it back, and they all cracked, and it never worked, so I just threw a spring in there. So let's go ahead and assemble this thing. Oh, one more piece. All right, so I've got the whip antenna here. So this right here, I did have to modify. This came with the whip antenna. This end right here was actually curved. It had an angled adapter, so I cut it off, redid the wire. Had a heck of a time because this thing kept wanting to pop off, but I took the it's a metal, I don't know what the technical term is for it, but it's pretty much like a small little crush pipe that goes over this, so you're supposed to clamp it down and it grabs onto the little barb piece that goes onto the inside of this. So I really just smashed down on it, and now it's not going anywhere, so it's secure. But we're going to use this to connect to our radio or an antenna. So let's go ahead and start off with that. So now we've got the, yep, and where to go to right here. So we're going to get this to help weatherproof it, and we're going to go ahead and plug it in. So this we have, yep. All right, so male to female. It's going to go in right in here. So it just screws down. I'm sure if you guys are familiar with ham radios and Baufengs, you're familiar with the adapter. So now in this right here, just feeds into the hole. This is the hole for the antenna. We're going to run it through here. So this through here. Turn it a little bit, and then this just sits down in there with friction. It's a pretty tight fit, and it should be enough that it won't go anywhere. It's in there pretty tight. kind of wedge this in here. I designed kind of a compartment in here to store all these wires and stuff. So there's plenty of room inside of this thing. I'm going to leave a little bit so we can plug it in. Let's see if we can get a better view here. Turn it around so you can see. So there's stuff's all inside of there. Leave that there. Next, we're going to get our hand mic right here. So a little cover right here. It goes on here. And then through the front. Turn this around. So it's going to go right into here. So I kind of had to make it wide to be able to fit this in here. So this goes in here. Here. Through there. And then this right here. It doesn't matter which way you have this face. You can have it up, you can have it sideways. It doesn't matter. So this can go right in here. It's a tight fit. I have the habit of making really tight tolerances for all my designs. This, I get this trigger so you can have it in there. Alright, so now then, got the 2mm, the M2 screws. We're going to screw it in. There we go. And so I designed a pre-drilled hole, so when you print it, it will it'll have a little starter hole. These are self-threading, so I didn't thread it. I'm not that skilled of a designer, and I think kind of trying to get something threaded for this small with a FDM printer, it's not really practical. Maybe if you did it with a what are those other printers? I can't think of what they're called, but they have a finer ability resin printer. That's what it's called. Maybe with a resin printer you could do threads. I don't know. I have no experience with a resin printer. But FDM is just too fine of a thing to really print. So I did self-threading holes. Come on, there we go. Alright. Next. Put that in there. Let's see what we left. All right, one left. All right, there we are, all nice and threaded. So as far as painting this goes, I just used a spray paint. I think it was Krylon or something. It was like deep forest green. It's very, very comparable to OD green. So all right. So next we have the U2. I think it's U229 or U299. I've got to look at what the actual components is, but it just slides in here, right over here, and then there's little. It's kind of hard. Might be kind of hard to see, but there's little nubs on here on the corners, and it'll snap together. It's not perfect, but it'll get together. You probably, put a little glue it together once you get it on here, or something to hold it together. But it just kind of sits up here. Maybe I do it this way. We'll do it this way. We'll snap it together and shove it down in there. But it does fit, just like that. There we go. So now that's on there. Alright, so let's set this down here. Alright, next radio's not in there, but we're going to go ahead and stick the cover on here. So I did have to redesign this. So like I said, I'm really bad at doing tolerances. I beveled, so you can see it, I beveled the corners right here. So I beveled them right here. So there's a little bit better fit, and then I made this thinner so there's room for this to move around, so you can slide it in here. The first one that I built for this, it got stuck, and I had to pry it out. So once I realized that it wasn't a great fit, I went ahead and redesigned it so there's a little bit of room so we can work with. This screw in. So same thing. The M2 screws for right here, 6mm M2 by 6. Goes in here. This one right in there. Pull this and pull it up. Now we can connect the radio. I'm going to use the this is the 8S or 8S8 something. Let's see what it says up inside under the battery. Yeah, you can slide out. I guess if I push the button. All right, what do we have here? Model BF888S. Right there. You can see it up there. Very, very affordable radio. You do have to program these though. If you're not familiar with them, you can't just purchase them from Amazon. You've got to get it's called a program called Chirp. I use Chirp. I think there's some other ones out there. But the frequencies that this does come programmed with, they are not the legal frequencies to use, so you gotta program those so you can stay within the regulations. All right, so there we go. There's that. Let me get what's in there. Out of the way. Push that through. There we go. Let's get to here. Push this stuff back to here, and this can sit in. Alright, so there we go. Now it is in there. Radio. Power on. 1. So we're on channel 1. Alright. So from here, it's closed. There we go. Alright. Turn on my other radio. There we go. Radio check over. Alright. And as you can see, it works. Pretty cool. Looks like a RT1523 SINCGARS radio. Thought this would be great for milsims. My experience in the military, this is what I carry. So that'd be cool to have this while playing airsoft. Let me know what you think. All right, thanks for watching my instructions on how to assemble this.